All right, thank you. What I'd like to cover real quick is we'll start out showing the benefits for your community, the people we all serve, then the benefits for your members, and then the benefits for you, the chamber, with this program.
Okay.
Jump right in. And if you have any questions anytime, please stop, interrupt me. This is for you. And can you see the screen, My World?
I can.
Okay, thank you. We know that you as a chamber can't be involved with anything that isn't very professional, legitimate, et cetera. So just a little bit about who we are, our company, My World. We've been around for over 20 years now, established in 2003. We're now operating in 56 countries. We already have over 500,000 participating merchants and over 17 million shoppers in our program today. We are one of the largest, if not the largest, benefits program provider in the world for businesses today. We were just named the #1 customer loyalty program in the United States for 2023 by Newsweek and Statista. So we can provide you anything you need to make sure that we're legit and a reputable business. What our community project is, to jump right in, the benefits for community members is our members of My World, our shoppers, they receive money back on every purchase using an app that is free to download, free to join, and free to use. There are 3 different ways when they shop that they get the money back with all their purchases. One is called Scan and Go, which is probably the most common approach for most of the members of the chamber. And that's available to over already 400,000 small to medium-sized businesses. The way it works, and the reason it's so inviting, is for a shopper, it's seamless. They just go to any store that they wish to shop in the My World program, pay the way they always pay, and when they're finished, they simply take their receipt and take the app, scan it, send it in, and a few seconds later, they get back a little notice saying the cash will be in your account. There's no involvement with the store employees. There's no training. There's no time taken. It's all just technical, behind the scenes, easy transition. When that money comes in their account, they can use it to continue to buy with any My World merchant, or they can just move it right directly to their checking or savings account. It's actually cash. Then we have the majority of all the major online stores, the large stores, the Walmarts, the Home Depots, the Amazon already in our program. All of our shoppers can shop in all of those places as well. Our emphasis with you as a chamber and us together is to really allow the local merchants to compete much better with the larger chain stores, box stores, et cetera, et cetera. So to give you an example here, it's pretty fun for them because they know they download one app and they're now being able to shop basically around the world, and it's all in one self-contained for free. We point out it's win-win-win. Everybody does win in this program, whether a shopper, merchant, us, or you, the chamber, as you will see. Our shoppers love it because I mentioned they can join for free and from now on get cash back and shopping points in all their purchases. Our merchants, which would be your members in this case, really like this for a couple of reasons. One of those is the minute they become a member of the My World program, they're immediately advertised over 17 million shoppers for free. As you know, all their other advertising, pretty much you have to pay up front, and if it doesn't work, you lose. If it does, you win. With this one, the only time our merchants pay a small commission is when it actually works, when a shopper actually buys something. Otherwise, there's no cost to them. So when that happens, when a transaction actually takes place, our merchants pay a commission of between 6.5% to 10.5%. And as I mentioned, I'll send you all these slides too, so you'll have all of this, depending on the type of business they are. At that point, My World takes out 1% to 2% to pay overhead costs, et cetera. Then the rest goes right back to the shoppers. Now, what's interesting is you look at the win-win-win. What's happening is people are just able to buy the things they ordinarily buy anyway, but now with this simple app, they get cash back and shopping points. So they love it, totally a benefit for them. And the nice thing is whenever they shop, everybody else in the program wins too. So there's only winning for everybody, no losing here, which makes it really nice. One of the benefits that the merchants love and that make them enjoy you as a chamber is here. Why will millions of merchants continue to join? Ordinarily, it is $749 for a merchant to join the My World program. We're doing this with our chambers, where when they join as a member of your chamber, we waive that fee because of you, the chamber. So there's a benefit that you're providing for them indirectly, if you will, where there'll be no fee to join. But one of the real things that makes this so unique is we also offer them a new revenue stream, and we're the only program in the world we know that does that. Let me explain better. As you saw, Newsweek pointed out, number one in customer loyalty. Well, customer loyalty programs, statistics prove that merchants who offer good customer loyalty programs, their customers come back more often and spend more money with them than merchants who don't. So it's pretty exciting to be number one in that. But the revenue stream is unique to us. This is what really gets our merchants excited. So let's just, if you will, pretend that one of your merchants is Joe's Pizza. How does this work? Joe's Pizza joins our community project. At that point, we provide the marketing materials. In this case, that would be maybe something we could put on the walls where they're waiting in line to order or waiting for their take-home order. Certainly something nicely done on their tables so that as they're dining, they can realize they just need to take their camera, hit that QR code, download this free app, and from now on, they're going to get cash back in 56 countries, 500,000 merchants for free, and just enjoy it all over, including even if they go eat at Joe's Pizza's competitor. For them, they're going to get cash back wherever they go. So you can see why the shoppers love it. It's just so simple, so easy, and they can use it for all their shopping. But for our merchants, the reason they love it is, let's say that this is a shopper in Joe's Pizza that downloads the My World app. When this shopper goes out and now starts shopping, whether it's across the street for gas or groceries or, anywhere in the United States, wherever in the world, every time they spend money in any My World merchant worldwide, Joe's Pizza makes a small commission. So an example here, let's say that this shopper finishes out their month, or, in the next month, they just buy the things that everybody buys every month. And in this case, they spend, in this example, $1,500. Well, your merchants receive up to 1% of whatever money they spend. So in this case, that'd be like $15. Now, I know $15 isn't a lot of money. That's only one customer. You know how many people go through places in an hour, a day, a week, a month. You can see how that can really add up over time. It becomes, instead of $15, it's 150, 1,500, 15,000. And the nice thing is for our merchants is there's no cost to join, there's no cost to implement, there's no employee involvement, there's no time taken. It's just pure extra income that goes right to their bottom line. And should they choose to sell their business or retire, they keep this ongoing income. So it's an amazing program for our merchants. As I mentioned, we're the only company we know of that provides that as well. And then two last things for our merchants: there's no integration or installation required, and they can be registered in less than 10 minutes. Any questions on any of that before I get to the chamber?
Explain collect customers' data.
All that is when a shopper signs on, they just ask them for their name and email and their phone number. And the reason that's important is a lot of businesses like to, send out email and advertising, if you will. So it's not personal data as far as, once your date of birth and those kinds of things, but just the basics, communication. And one of the things that's really nice about this, and I hope it's helpful to you, Debbie, is that being in business now over 20 years and in 56 countries, we've had a lot of experience. And you can imagine that's been a big learning curve over 20 years. And so it's so fun because now so many of the things are just so seamless, and it makes it so fun for everyone involved. But if I could now, I'd like to share with you the benefits for you, the chamber. Thank you for waiting for that for last. In fact, if you don't mind, I'll put you off on that one more second. I'd like to explain to you what's in it for us, because I'm always like, okay, that makes sense, but what are you guys in it for? What's happening here? So I hope you don't mind. I'll give an example. I was looking the other day, the country of England, the whole country could fit in like 10 or 12 states each. I mean, any one of 10, 12 states in the United States. It's not that big. Mm-hmm. US is huge. My point is we have over 600 people here working in My World and getting these programs. And if we put all of them in a country like England, we could have England set up in a short period of time. But in the US, we've got people joining from California, Florida, New York, New Mexico every day. The secret with this is our shoppers are already benefiting from, chain stores and, the big stores, et cetera. But people want to be able to get in their car and drive down the street and shop and get cash back. They want to be able to enjoy it locally. And so this is our way to help so that the local merchants can compete with the large chain stores. And the large chain stores don't have the ability to do revenue. That's only for the small stores, or the local stores. So what's happening here is that we found that when shoppers jump on and there's already a bunch of merchants, they're going to use it all the time. It's their first go-to everything. Merchants, when they get on, if there are a lot of shoppers, they're going to love it because they're going to get business and everybody makes money. And so the concept of why we're doing this and waiving the fees up front is we know what happens when we get a community set up. It just grows and grows all by itself, and it's ongoing. And so the beauty of this program is it allows us to get it all set up at once so that everybody wins, and it now takes care of itself ongoing. So for us, it's a huge benefit. Our experience has taught us we know how to do that and make it successful for everyone. So now for the chamber. Are you a profit or nonprofit chamber?
A nonprofit.
Okay, most we're finding are. Well, in this example, these green symbols would be your members who become merchants in the My World program, and this would symbolize their shoppers. So what happens is for the chamber, we're going to pay to you for being a part of this community project 0.5% of the overall shopping volume generated by each merchant, each member of your chamber merchant that joins this program, the revenue they generate for a year through the My World program. Can I ask you how many members you have in Santa Rosa?
Right now, just under 700.
Wow, 700. Well, to give an example, if 500 of the members were to join this program and do $100,000 volume a year, which we feel is pretty low in the volume wise, that would generate about $250,000 income to you, the chamber, which most say they would treat that as non-dues revenue that you could use for whatever projects you, the chamber, have. We hope that will be really helpful to you and be a great benefit for you, the chamber, as well. So far, so good?
Sure.
So benefits, our game plan. Our experience has been with chambers is that none of you have a lot of people sitting around with nothing to do. They're usually pretty slim and trim and working hard and have plenty to do. And so we do the work. We'll create the landing registration page, which Josh and I will send to you right after this meeting. Everything is there. There's a complete video of this, just like we're doing here, to explain the program. It explains everything in questions and answers. It's pretty much all there, and it's where our members can register everything. Secondly, we will actually reach out and contact the chamber members about this program. We anticipate through our experience that about 50% will actually want to be a part of this program. And the reason not all is that some people, it doesn't apply, like insurance agents, et cetera. This is ideal for, retail, for service-oriented types of businesses. It's wonderful for. In addition to that, we will provide and install the marketing materials with each of your members. And we found the secret here is starting it off with a big bang. And so a week before we want to launch this, we'll do some local media advertising so that shoppers can know where to go into and download the app, get them exposed to the merchants. The merchants now can start to grow their business immediately and to kick it off with a bang. The benefits for you, the chamber, obviously, we hope one will be the enjoyment of the non-dues residual revenue stream. And by the way, Debbie, we do pay that out monthly so that you as a revenue can maybe, better use that for your projects or programs. It can provide you additional brand exposure. I'll give you an idea of one of the things that our chambers are finding inviting. Once we get our program up and running, should you choose to do so with us, we will then continue in the future to contact merchants in the community that are not a current member of your chamber. When they find that if they were a member, that they can now join My World for free instead of $749, we're seeing interest in being able to, they'd rather join the chamber, get this for free and get two benefits instead of just one for paying the same amount of money. Or even if it's just a discount for your fees, et cetera, on the size of the business. But also enjoy that because remember, all of your merchants that are in our program, whenever any one of their customers goes out and shops in a merchant who's not a member of the chamber, they still make money off of that. So it's going to be a benefit for the chamber members no matter what we do. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a benefit for your community because the more merchants we have, the more widely it's used, the more common people use it everywhere they go. So that makes it really nice. And of course, we hope it'll help you with your community projects. Any questions? I'm pretty much done. Anything I can help with?
Yeah, a handful of questions. So, first of all, what is the cost for the chamber to participate in this?
Nothing.
What is there's no cost at all to participate?
No.
Okay. And this 250, is there a contract? Is there what?
Yes, we have that on the landing page already that you can actually read and see. Let me give an example. Oh, sorry.
And what kind of terms does the contract come with?
Oh, you mean what's your involvement? What's in it? Not besides what's in it for you. What is it? What do you have to do?
Well, yeah, quite literally staff lift and the term.
Yeah, I'll just make that available to you and send it to you. You can read the whole thing in detail. But basically, all we ask for is participation is the support of the chamber in a community project that we co-sponsor together, and helping us to let your members know this is something that you think they ought to maybe take a look at, and then we take it from there. You just provide us the information, we reach out to the contacts and go from there.
Do you have how many chambers participate right now across the nation or maybe in California?
We just started this program about 3 weeks ago. We initially set it up to only incorporate the first 10 chambers where we'd make it free to all of their members. But the thing has really taken off. We have got, I don't know how many chambers that have already agreed to do this, but we're not launching it till the first of the year. So we're actually not set to go until the first of the year, about the 10th of January.
Okay, so you don't have any current Chamber of Commerce clients that, or partners, if you will, that could speak to how the program is working for them?
We don't.
Okay.
We have 20 years of experience and, 17 million shoppers and 500,000 merchants and a lot of experience with the company. But the nice thing here is that if I could just be devil's advocate, and by the way, before I do that, let me cover this. We know that no matter who your decision maker, you being a COO, that most chambers end up going to their board, et cetera, and it's a process. It takes some time, and that's why we have the landing page too, so that there's always access to information. We'll make our contact, obviously, information available at any time, and be happy to get on and meet with anyone else. Also, what we typically do is a lot of times when we get further along, we'll have the CEO of My World US meet with you and your CEO or whoever you wish, our board members as well, to make sure you answer any and all questions and make sure you're comfortable with it. But being the devil's advocate, the thing I love about this as a business person myself is there's not a lot of risk to anyone, because no one's paying money up front. It's not like there's a potential loss or something that will hurt them. In other words, a shopper joins for free. 20 years. Nobody in the business we know has been around longer. The worst that happened is if we weren't around, okay, they wouldn't have the app. It's just a loss of potential savings. A merchant, there's no cost if they come through the chamber. There's no risk, there's no exposure, there's no downtime, there's no training, they only pay if the advertising works. They only get revenue if shoppers sign up. You, the chamber, hopefully there's not a risk as far as a lot of time even involvement, other than just going through the process of checking us out, making sure you're comfortable with it, that kind of thing. And so what we're really doing right now, Debbie, is we're just trying to line up the chambers, because we can't launch all of them at once, and it's try to get some things in order for the first of the year to implement them as quickly as we can. We have small chambers online already to larger ones, but nothing.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what's your criteria for what kind of chambers you're going for?
Let me just stop this so we can see each other a little better. What's really fun is that there is no criteria, because a chamber in any city can make all the difference in the world. And that's what's really nice about this. A little community of 5,000 people, if you get the local people on, it works for their community. A community,
yeah, true. Yeah,
it works for them too.
Yeah.
And so for us, it's just, even though we have thousands of employees worldwide, it's just if we sign, yours is a fairly good sized chamber, and we have some that are 3,000 members. We have to really implement our manpower for that too. So it's kind of a project together, if you will. We're not pressuring you or trying to hurry to make a decision. We want this to be something that'd be lasting for the rest of our lives. That'll work for you in your chamber. That'll be a benefit for your community and for your merchants, because we've seen what it'll do. We know what it does. So
Interesting.
we work with you, whatever you wish to do as you talk with others. I realize you're one of the key decision makers, which we're very appreciative of.
Mhm.
Anytime you have any questions or want anything, just reach out. That's what we're here for. But we're not experiencing any down. There's no negatives for anybody in the program. Ordinarily, the merchant would have the $749 risk, and we're eating that. So yes, we're taking a loss up front on this, but I mean, when we know what we've had enough experience, it's a loss leader. It's not just a loss.
Yeah, interesting. All right. Well, I appreciate you presenting it. I can see the potential value for you know, our members and merchants. There's definitely some, I wish it was something that were already in existence, and so we could see what, I mean, the chambers, we get hit with loyalty programs constantly. Everybody's got one, and I understand yours is different. But so we have a few things to consider. You know, in our membership period, what is the demographic of it, or the composition, if you will, as far as retail is concerned. We happen to be a chamber that is deeply involved in programmatic endeavors. And so while we do have, you know, a number of retail members, that is not necessarily the bulk of our membership. We've got the local hospitals and employers that are the key stakeholders and members in our chamber because of the nature of the work we do with the city and the county. So so in that respect, we just have to consider what do we honestly think that looks like. We're also very sensitive to third parties reaching out to the members. We live in a community that doesn't like that. And we've done that before and it hasn't gone well. So so we just have a few things to consider. I can appreciate, it seems like there's no downside. However, sometimes there can be, depending on the culture in a community. So we just have to think about that and look at what we think, you know, what that might look like.
Well, my experience has been in dealing with the chamber so far. Every chamber is unique.
Yes.
They use different charter. They have different goals.
Yep.
They're in the middle of certain things, certain times of the year. And that's why I specifically said to you, we're not pressuring you. We're not trying to make a decision.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where we're both going to be fine without each other, but we both maybe could be better with each other.
Sure.
And so this is why we want to make sure that you're comfortable with those things, that it makes sense. And the last thought on that one is the reason I mentioned maybe meeting with our CEO is because we can modify somewhat depending on the chamber. And so if there's something that is an issue, don't be afraid to ask us if we can deal with that or how we can deal with that. That might be better for you. And then can you see this screen right here? It says My World Community. This is what I'm going to send you. And just so you'll know, this right here is just a video recording of the overall meeting you just sat through with me and Josh. And then down here, these are to kind of show you what a merchant involvement looks like, a shopper's involvement. But what I really wanted to get into with you was the Q&A that's here, frequently asked questions. That's going to answer everything, and right down here is the actual contract.
Okay, perfect.
And
great.
The benefits. So, you know, you no question, you'll have more questions than we can help you with that are here, but this should let you know this is a well organized, thought out program.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Debbie.
For sure.
Yeah, this was great having you, and your experience. Of course, you're one of the larger chambers in the area. So I was really happy that you were able to join us and give us some feedback.
Sure, you're welcome. Thanks.
And who doesn't like Santa Rosa? I've been there many times. It's just wonderful.
Have you? Yeah, Sonoma County is a beautiful place. Yeah.
You know, I was working, and just eating at the nice places and staying in nice hotels, but I loved it. So
Good.
He's a Utah guy, so that's a Utah point of view right there.
Oh boy, which part of Utah?
St. George, are you familiar with it?
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah.
Fan.
Iron Man Ironman's been in St. George a few times. We were a host a few years, but yeah, we've had staff travel there for the Ironmans before. But yeah, St. George is on. Yeah, I think I've driven through like on a road trip, but I just think Utah's magnificent. It's one of the most beautiful places.
Yes.
I
It's
think.
so varied. We don't get snow here. We got palm trees, and 60 miles north, they got a beautiful ski resort. And it's, right now it's
Yeah.
cold.
Well, and are you in one of those communities? What are those communities called when the lights are out, you can see
The stars.
more of the universe, yeah, than a lot of places. I feel like right down there in that part of southern Utah, there's one of those, what do they call those cities? It's a something city. Now I can't think of what it's called, but they're very unique spots where you can just see so much because of where you're positioned on
Yeah.
the globe, and not too much light messing with the vision. I feel like it's down there in southern Utah.
Yeah, where Zion's is, what, only 40 miles from us here.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Wow. Well, oh, I envy you. I wish I was there.
We've been here 25 years and, found out before it was too late. So anyway, Debbie, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I'll fire this information off.
Perfect.
Reach out
Appreciate
to
it.
for anything or myself.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Debbie.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.